Oh, wow. Folytatjuk ezt a csodálatos gémet. Igen. Az előző részben, de még nem nézzétek meg, csak úgy nézzétek meg, hogy először azt, hogy volt egy ilyen kis tutorial, kis történet, és most itt vagyunk a szobánkba. Nincs itt senki. Szóval kimegyünk, nyilván. Tik. Hoppá. Itt vannak a kis társaim. Tudok beszélni? Bye-bye. De mindenkivel beszélnünk kell.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know whose she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself. Especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
I'm really not worried. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Nevertheless, it is rather unusual. You must feel terribly out of place. Of course, presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you, Lenora.
Of course. Adieu.
Megyünk, volt Lenora, most megyünk, nem is tudom ki.
Adéliede. Mi? Adélide? Adelaide.
Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
Hát, azt kérdezi, hogy ez igaz, ez a sárkányos történet, hogy is mondjak róla van. Hát
if you don't mind, I'd prefer to just forget about it.
Oh dear, it must have been bad. I mean, of course it was. I know I would have been terrified. Sorry. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Adelaide.
Be seeing you.
Of course. And good luck.
Na, neked is good luck. Megyünk Arthurhoz. Arthur. Ott egy cica.
I can't quite reach.
A cica nem akar jönni. És ő már lejött.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
Én azt gondolom, hogy tök jó.
I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
No.
Nice meeting you, Arthur, and good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
Ja. Próbáljuk ne
Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley is waiting for them outside the common room.
Hello. Hello, Szabika. Na, úristen, hogy néz ki.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Így jobb a hangom.
Here you are.
Nem tudom. Úristen, kaptam könyvet. Egy ilyen varázskönyv.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Jó van, akkor kicsit hangosabban, kicsit hangosabban. Nagyon. Na, professzor vízével, és most követődik. Szép lassan. Te varázsolni.
I certainly would appreciate something like that.
Láda.
Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up.
Igen, jó, gyorsabb is vagyok.
Simply cast Revelio on it and...
Revelio, ezt megeszültem dolgokat. Hogy kell Revelio. Kaptam egy Grassy Bookot, kikérkel. És komolyan, még meg is kell nézni. Úristen. Challenge. Úristen. Ebből még 1%-et csináltam. Jó, még ütőn lapokat.
Isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Tudom, hogy ezt kell gyűjteni most. Ott egy váza.
Revelio!
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Nice. A mappot is meg tudom nyitni. Wow. Tökéletes. Hova teleportáljak? Ja. Csak a zöldre tudok teleportálni. Library. Na, utazunk is. Már is utazunk. Én biztosan tudok angol tézére. Megy az angol tézé. Na, ezt meg így kell vágni, ezt az angol tézét. Éppen a
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today.
Jaj.
And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much
Én felfedezni akarok magamtól, nem valakivel, hanem magamtól.
Create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
No.
I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself.
Mi az?
Of course.
Akart minket, és nem mi őt. Nyilván.
Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Hol lehet? Alsós professzor figyel kell dumálnom.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did my... I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchant? Unfold it and have a look.
Na, végre. Annyi a dumának. Na, hova megyünk?
Mehetünk mi, kérem szépen, vagy chump klasszolni, megtanuljuk az Accio-t, vagy megyünk Defense Against the Dark Arts classra, és megtanuljuk a Leviosa-t.
Igen, 4-en vagyunk, ez már komoly. Jó, menjünk az Accio-ra.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful.
Hogy került ide?
Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about her. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may...
Na, megyünk a Chump Classra. Oh my god, ez biztos hangos lett. Ez így mutatja, ez itt utat. Nagyon jó. Utat mutat. Miért a Leviosa-t? Szerintem ez egy nagy szar. Na mindegy. Hát szerintem. Én megyek a Chump. Úgyis megszerezzük mindkettőt, szóval most mindegy. Most megyünk. Jó, egy kis töltés, persze. Tiszteleg. Mozgó katonák. Tudod, azt hiszem egy szellem, vagy mit tudom, ez a szellem. Tetszett. Aha, nagyon jó. És itt el is tudjuk kezdeni a questet. A questet el tudjuk itt indítani.
Here.
Mi történik?
Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Ott egy szabad hely. Kedves.
Hello, I am Nettie.
Tudom, hogy a Leviosa repülős. Már játszottam más
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right? Now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone?
Hát csak ketten vagyunk, hát nem baj.
I am afraid it is too late to study now.
Hoppá,
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all.
Most akartam tanulni, de nem tudtam. Elvette a bácsi.
Practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
Milyen summoning charm?
Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Hol vagyok én? Ott vagyok. A lépcsőnél. Na. Itt ezt így meg tudjuk csinálni. Nagyon pró vagyok. Add ide a könyvem. Imádott a bácsi. Na,
you are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me!
De mit? Mit fogunk kint csinálni? Attól félek. Úristen, mire betölt? Ezeket mind ki kell vágni. Mind. És már 29 percen megy ez a videó.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree.
Quidditch.
So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Gyakorolni fogunk valamit. Nézzek, hogy itt ide rikkennek egy pályát. Azt kom.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Na, én kezdek. Olyan pró leszek benne.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm.
El kell engedni, amit.
Now, excellent control there.
Megvan az 50 pontos.
That's it.
Azaz, megvan az is.
Splendid!
Nézd meg, megcsináltuk perfektre. Perfektre.
Very good. Points to Hufflepuff.
Na, kaptunk
But
pontot.
there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Na,
You'll be the blue,
versenyezni fogunk. Natasha és Szabó. Nagyon jó.
Yes, sir.
Natasha, te indítasz, remélem jól úgy. Azt a szép 30-as. Most én lelökném onnan szó szerint, de inkább megcsinálom az 50-es. Accio. Jaj. Oké, nagyon megvan. Nagyon jól megvan. Very good. Te lemeri lökni. Úgy. Várjál, meg kéne lökni tényleg. Hát, ez nem volt lesz. Úgy. Hogy kicentiztem, atyám. Nézd meg, hogy ott nem maradt. Hát ezt még úgy is megnyertem.
There we go.
Tudom, hogy nem Natasha, vagy hogy mondják, hanem... Nem tudom azt, hogy mondják. Natasha. Én így mondom. Várj. Majdnem le akartam megni az enyémet, de... Én inkább... Lelököm az övéket. És ez övé. Vagyis egy... Baszki. Nem áll! Hogy csak segítettem neki. Úristen, de hülye vagyok. És még egyszer meg kéne csinálnom? Nem.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Kis érdekességet tesz bele ez a bácsi. Lapos bácsi. Mit tett bele?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Natasha. Nem tudom, hogy
here we go.
Ezt a 30-as jól megcsinálom.
That is how it's done.
Megcsinálom. Bassz! Nem mondtam semmit. Nem baj, hogyha te vagy csak... Nem baj, ezt most meg kell... Ezt mindkettőt le akarom lökni. Az lesz a terv. Várjál. Azt ezzel lelököm itt. Csak várok egy kicsit. Lög már. Léci, állj meg út. Jó, köszönöm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Én... Jó, akkor ezt fogom lelökni. És csak az is elég, hogyha elérem ezt a 30 pontost itt. Ne, bazd. Az csak 10-es. Jó, 20-as! Én nyertem. Én nyertem, Natasha. Natasha. Te olyan béna vagy. Hali.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Köszike. Megtanultuk az Akiót. Akió! Megtanultuk az Akiót.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Meg így csináltuk a klasszot. A klassz.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Szegénynek gyakorolnia kellett, olyan kis buta.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Az anyjait itt a suliba, és nem is tudom, hogy honnan jött.
Well, it's been nice talking and competing with you.
And with you. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use a word if you would.
If you're so inclined. You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Nice. Na, megcsináltuk a Chan klasszot. Most fogunk menni. Vannak ilyen mellékküldetések, amit most nem fogunk megcsinálni. Sajnálom. És mondjuk most megyünk a milyen klasszra.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Most tudom, hogy hol van már. Nem baj, odaérünk egyszer. Isten. Megyek neki a falnak. Gratulálok magamnak.
Revelio.
Boríték, Kirandom akióztam. Jó, azért nem fogom egészen. Bro, mik ezek a szemek itt? Hagyjátok már. Jó. Oké. Milyen jól nyomja. És nem, nagyon bér.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso! Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No?
Professor,
One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Nem baj, meg kell szokni. A Levioso. Leviosa. Levioso.
Levioso.
Na, hoppá! Leviosa! Na, milyen jól csinálom.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Dick milyen jó kis kategória van. Bár csak ilyen egyszerű lenne az életben is. Na mindegy. Szét fogom ezt a bábút szivatni.
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, Levioso. Good. Now, the basic well done. Good. Now, the basic card. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy. Lucky. Nothing lucky about it. This can't be your first duel. Let's just...
I do enjoy life. Try to anticipate your opponent's next move. Once your opponent resigns to attack yourself.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Hogy mosolyogtam, hogy én voltam a legjobb. Nem hittem.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Kaptam pontot, vagyis kaptunk pontot, megint.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you.
again. Well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Na.
All right. That's enough spectacle for one day.
Nice work.
Sebastiannal kell beszélnünk. Szia, Sebastian.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
Nem, ez nem volt az első kombatom.
Consider yourself lucky I held back.
El is mondom neki.
Fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Unsanctioned? I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason.
Yes, to keep students in the dark. So many things we're deemed unprepared to know. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned. We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're injured. Till next time.
Bye-bye. Na, megvan a Leviosa és a... Mi az? Nem is tudom, micsoda már. Mik a questjeim? Vannak itt questek. Hoppá, itt milyen jó kis questek van. Itt bejelöltem a térképemben, jó van. Az hol van? Az semmibe. És nem is tudok elmenni oda. De el kéne tudnom mennem. Jó, inkább ide jövök, és akkor nem kell annyit sétálnom. Ezt felmárni fogom. Ja, itt van. Jaj, ugye nem akar ez beszélni állandóan. Csak légy mondasz. Te goblin.
Room, Professor?
Deek.
I was thinking the same thing, Deek. Perhaps you could help.
Deek.
Oh, excuse, Deek.
Deek kotyát elkörte.
There you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Have you and Professor Fig not discussed?
He continues to be reticent about the details, mentioning only a few spells. Revelio, was it? And Lumos?
That's correct, Professor.
Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Jó, annak extra dolgozatokat, vagy úgymond ilyesmiket.
Professor Ronan.
In fact, Professor Ronan. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier.
Thank you, Professor.
And you've managed your classes well?
Igen, megyünk a boltba.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate.
Ja, igen, valami párcát, mert most nekem ilyen kölcsönzött van, úgymond ilyen ingyenes. Ilyen ingyen szar, tudjátok. How about Nettie?
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students.
Választottam, hogy Sebastiannal vagy Nettivel megyek, de inkább Nettie.
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of... Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you. No time to waste.
Na. Gyorsan kibeszélte magát, és megyünk is tovább. Itt van egy kis papírka.
Slytherins almost always use the door to the right
Ja,
of the entrance.
és valami... Nem tudom.
There you are.
Kékszet. Mit akarsz?
You have used for something and exceedingly useful when the mending charm reparo. With its right up, it's a rope to you give life. It seems this happens more frequently than one would imagine. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well. But first, each sub asks that you complete a few preliminary. I have
arranged some for today. See them through.
I'll start.
Meg megcsinálom ezeket a dolgokat. Apa, hogy te könyv. Nem ész el.
This is the right area.
Vissza. Ja, ezeket kell megszerezni. Ja, jó. Akkor könnyű dolgom van. Igen, betölt.
A flying page must be around here somewhere.
Revelio.
Úristen, milyen gyorsan elkaptam. Ki is megyünk. És beszélhetünk is. Nagyon jó.
I trust the preliminary tasks.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous.
Ja, és most oda kell neki ezeket adni.
Let us give the old men... Remember to be...
Yes, sir.
Na meg most meg tudom a
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
Már egy gombokat is kell nyomni. Azaz, ügyesek vagyunk. Professzionális. Azaz. Tudom, minek kell javítani.
If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue.
Repair.
It allegedly symbolized...
Csóri.
Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
Erre mi van? Semmi. Ott van egy szobor. Igen, ez ilyen leviószó szobor. Ez ilyen hadlapokat. Adj ide nekem. Köszke. Hova megyünk? Hova van a kövi megálló?
Te is gyerek ajánlni.
Jó, mindjárt.
Most. Most már.
Na szerintem ennyi a részből elég is lesz. Ez ilyen kis rövidke videó volt, vagy stream, de nem baj. Majd folytatjuk a kövi részekben. És ennyi, igen. Igen, YouTube-ra ne felejtsetek feliratkozni, lájkolni. No dislike, nem akarok dislike-ot látni. És a Discord szerverre a csatornán tudtok jönni. Na igen, és ennyit akartam. Ennyi. Gyorsan elszéveljük. Jó, nagyon jó. Na és akkor sziasztok!